So let's go ahead and take a quick look inside the truss plant. Something fun about it, like I mentioned you guys, our building specialist, AJ, actually wore a pair of meta glasses to go do this tour. So we're doing some cool new innovations here at the office, having a bunch of technology, but go ahead and check this out, and I'll be back soon.
Mallett Building, coming with you on a tour of my truss plant. One of the advantages of going with Mallett is we're actually going to be a truss manufacturer and also the one supplying the materials and building the building. So this is where it all starts. The roof is going to be held up or supported by a truss. As you see here, that is a truss. That's a common truss. Now we do vaulted trusses. So what we're going to do is we're going to line up these pegs. You see they do have a bolt that you can loosen, and this slides back and forth. They tighten those to the correct spots, making a jig. Then they lay the 2x8s across this, and they hammer in truss plates, connecting the two pieces of lumber together. Whenever they get all the pieces of lumber connected and the truss plates hammered down, this press, which slides, is going to go across that truss and press those truss plates in. Then these arms are going to lift up and throw the truss over to this side. These rollers are automatic and they feed this double press over here. That's actually what this gentleman is greasing up, is the rollers. So once it's fed into here, this is going to be a double press. It presses from both sides. As you can see, press on the bottom, press on the top. That's set to 1.5 inches, which is conveniently the size or the width of a 2x8. So once that passes through there, boom, beautiful scissor truss, rated for 170 mph wind load. Very, very strong. You see that 2x8? Any truss now built by Mallett is going to be a 2x8 scissor truss standard. Of course you can still do these flat bottom trusses, but look at that. Why would you want to? This is almost 5 foot of additional clearance here. So definitely maximizes the space that you have. Same building, but more room to go up. Before the wood makes it to the truss table, it's not cut, it's not measured and cut by hand. It gets designed by one of our engineers. It's looked over by the Alpine-engineers. All of our trusses are third-party inspected and engineered, and then our in-house engineers look at it as well. Once they've designed it and they've been approved, the design communicates with this computer right here. We then feed this machine 20-foot 2x8s, and this saw is going to measure using laser. So the 20-foot 2x8 is brought in. This measures it and cuts the 20-foot boards in the most efficient manner. Those boards are spit out here. They bring them to there, and they're actually going to build those trusses. We build all different size trusses. Standards are going to be a 30-foot truss, as you see there, a 40-foot truss, as you see here. We also do 50s, 60s, and then above me is going to be a 66-foot wide truss. We're limited to that because of the size of this truss table, not because of the engineering standards. So if you have any questions, please let us know.
So first off, how cool was that he was just wearing the camera the whole time? I'm blown away by these glasses. Not sponsored, but if you want to, hit me up Facebook. I'm always down for a cool new sponsorship. Anyway, that's a quick look inside of our truss plant. If you come visit us in person, that's likely a very similar tour to what you're going to get, and much more as we start expanding and creating new areas in the facility. You're going to be getting a bigger, better tour. But that's a look inside of our truss plant and a quick breakdown of how things happen here at Mallett. Very good explanation. Thank you, AJ, for helping us out with that. And moving along, the heart of every Mallett building, of course, is our truss plant and the people who work in it. Every Mallett building starts here, where precision engineering meets craftsmanship. Each truss is designed, cut, and assembled in-house to ensure unmatched consistency and strength. As AJ talked about, we don't just cut by hand, measure by hand. Things are done by lasers, computers, very precision technology to make sure everything is not only consistent, but very much so perfect to the millimeter as much as it goes. Very few variances there because, again, technology is cool. So taking out the human error and allowing for this wonderful process we have is another thing that makes Mallett so great. And we're built strong, built local because we're here in-house. Our trusses aren't just made, they're engineered for performance. Every joint, plate, and cut is verified for accuracy before leaving our plant. As we're going to show you soon, we actually have a third-party inspector who comes in and checks all of our trusses, our wood, our machinery, things like that. And as AJ mentioned, Alpine themselves is actually in charge of overseeing the review for the trusses and the cuts made on the computer because we're in partnership with that software. But that's just another piece of information here from Mallett. It's quality you can see. So before a truss is loaded, it's inspected by our in-house quality control team. So not only are we third-party inspected, we have our own in-house inspection team to make sure things meet our standard as well. That's the Mallett difference. Strength, precision, and pride in every build because we want to make sure, like I said, it's consistently perfect, consistently great, and consistently Mallett. So that is amazing there. And speaking of our inspections, we have a video. I did an interview with our truss plant inspector, our truss inspector, wood inspector. He kind of covers the whole realm of things, but we're going to check that out real quick and see you guys shortly. Hey everybody, I'm here with our truss and wood inspector. And today we're going to give you a little bit of information from what he sees on his end of everything. So if you don't mind for the people, what is your name and what is your role?
My name is David Atwood. I'm a field inspector for timber products.
Awesome. So as a field inspector, what is the importance of your role in this environment?
Well, basically to make sure it's built correctly. So when they're building a home, it's not built incorrectly where there's a fault, your boards are cracking when they're walking over them, or basically your roof just falls in because it's not built correctly.
That's an important feature as well.
Oh yeah.
So when you're inspecting things like the trusses, what are some few things that you're looking for to make sure they're up to good quality?
Verify the plate sizes, using the proper plate sizes. They're using all the same product. And verifying there's not any huge gaps or anything within the trusses of the building. So when basically something lands on it, something heavy or somebody walks on it, it's not splitting apart and breaking.
Okay, so consistency and quality of product.
Correct.
So aside from those things, how is what you do important in the environment such as Mallett buildings?
Well, in environment or just basically all around, if basically consistencies.
Okay.
When they're building a home, they're not having to build an extra outlier because the trusses aren't equal, they're not the same.
Got you. So you may be the perfect person to answer this question. We always tell people almost every day that our trusses are kiln-dried, heat-treated, #1 lumber. As an inspector and quality control essentially, what does that mean to you?
Well, that's some of the best lumber you can get because #1's besides actually stud lumber, but it's still, they're still prime #1. Those are really, it's all good lumber. It shows that you're buying the top quality. You're not going with #3s and #2s, lower quality, which some people do go with.
Awesome. Well, thank you very much for your time. We appreciate what you do, and let's get back to work.
Thank you very much. You have a nice day.
You too. Thank you very much, Mr. David. First off, it was a pleasure meeting you and getting to speak with you, learn a little bit more about the truss inspection process and what goes into that. It's a lot, you guys. So he's here quite often, making sure Mallett is up to standard and being where we say we are on our trusses and everything of that nature. But amazing information. You can check both of those videos, the tour and the inspector conversation, out on our YouTube as well, or go ahead and replay this live video. Everything is there, making sure you guys have all the opportunities to be educated and informed. But that is going to be our episode for today. Thank you so much for taking a tour of the truss plant with me and joining us for this live episode. Make sure you go have an amazing rest of your day. Stay warm. I hear it's going to be heating up pretty soon. I cannot wait. Hopefully the fish will be biting a little bit more than they are right now. But have a great day, and we'll see you tomorrow.